This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by the good folks over at Ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. Ease.com is the place to go when you want legal California marijuana products that are properly tested, packaged, and labeled. Ease only works with the top dispensaries in their active areas, so you know you're in for a great customer experience when you fire up Ease.com, spelled E-A-Z-E. Ease has a wide range of different legal marijuana products and lots of different companies within each product type, so you have a plethora of choices when browsing. If you're looking for very, very affordable flower, you can find that on Ease. On the other end of the spectrum, if you need high-end top-shelf concentrates, Ease has that too. See for yourself just how easy Ease makes legal marijuana delivery in California by opening up Ease.com. Thanks to everyone at Ease for supporting today's news. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Tuesday, October 30th, 2018, and you're tuned in to episode 602 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Our top story today concerns the debut of Massachusetts-based multi-state marijuana company Curaleaf Holdings on the Canadian Securities Exchange. Yesterday, the company's stock opened on the public market at a price of $8.70 a share, which was down from the offer price of $11.45. This is a big story because of the enormous round of funding Curaleaf closed on just ahead of the reverse takeover that moved it into the public market, with the company pulling in $400 million in funding from a large pool of investors, including from the world of institutional investment. Another big number on this story is the approximate $4 billion valuation Curaleaf was able to command in that round. A quick bit of necessary disclosure on this one, as Curaleaf is actually coming on board as a sponsor here on MJ Today Media. This week marks the deadline for when unlicensed medical marijuana provisioning centers in Michigan, as they're called in the state, have to close down at the risk of losing their ability to ever get properly licensed. We've been on top of this storyline since this summer, as the deadline for when unlicensed shops have to close has bounced from June to September, then to December, only to be bounced back again to tomorrow. There's been a lot of criticism in the state over how this whole thing has been handled, as the agency that is imposing the deadline is also the one that most people agree has caused the slowdown in the processing of license applications. The Michigan Medical Marijuana Licensing Board will meet again on November 8th and will announce further license winners. Swing over to Michigan Live for the full read on this one, especially if you're at all involved in the Michigan market. Rounding out today's top stories brings us out to Utah, where yesterday a public meeting was held in Salt Lake City to discuss an upcoming medical marijuana ballot measure and the legislative compromise plan that's been hammered out by the state's major issue stakeholders, including the Mormon Church. We've been watching this storyline for a while now, with Utah voters set to go to the ballot to decide on medical marijuana measure Proposition 2. In recent weeks, a plan was announced to bring Utah state lawmakers into special legislative session to pass a medical marijuana bill that's more restrictive, but perhaps a bit more acceptable within the state's conservative culture. That plan was worked out with both opponents and supporters of Proposition 2, who were on hand during yesterday's meeting to answer questions and address concerns. Of special note was House Speaker Greg Hughes, who staked his personal reputation on the promise that the legislative session would be carried out in good faith, no matter the outcome of next week's vote on Proposition 2. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. Swing over to ease.com/home to check out all the new products that are just hitting Ease's virtual shelves, with new gummies from Edipure, edibles from Atlas and Utopia, pre-rolls and concentrates from Biscotti, flower from THC Design and Topics, and G-Pack inserts from Humboldt Farms, joining Ease's current stock. That's one of the cool things about shopping at Ease, that they're always adding new things to the mix. So if it's been a little while since you visited Ease, even if that means it's just been a couple of days, do yourself a favor and pop over to ease.com today, spelled E-A-Z-E, to gaze upon the bursting cornucopia of legal California marijuana products up for delivery. That's ease.com. Thanks again to everyone at Ease for the support that makes today's show possible. All right, time for the Blitz. Marijuana Business Daily's chart of the week shows the wide range of prices commercial marijuana cultivators are getting in different legal American states, along with how those prices have fared over the last year. On the low side of the chart is Washington State and Oregon, where the wholesale price of marijuana is right around the $600 per pound mark after seeing steep drops in price over the last 12 months, with Oregon wholesale prices slipping 65% and Washington State 53%. On the other side is New Mexico, where it continues to be good to be a cultivator. New Mexico marijuana farmers enjoy the highest per pound wholesale price in the U.S., getting on average $2,874 per pound, a level that dropped just 3% from last year. And then in between are Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, California, and Colorado. Open up Marijuana Business Daily to see the numbers there. A new poll out of England shows that support for the legalization of marijuana is at an all-time high after making big swings over the last year as a number of high-profile medical marijuana cases have gripped the nation. The latest poll from Populous shows that 59% of Brits think that marijuana should be legal, up from 43% just 5 months ago. That's a stunning swing of 16%. Thursday marks the first day that a limited group of UK medical marijuana patients can be prescribed CBD medical cannabis. Things are moving quickly there. Marijuana Business Daily is a good story up about a court case underway this week in Colorado that could potentially negatively affect the legal cannabis industry. A Colorado couple has sued a legal marijuana company that set up a greenhouse near their home, saying the smell of the operation has negatively impacted the value of their land. The lawsuit relies on a federal anti-racketeering law that could potentially be used elsewhere should this case be successful. This tactic's been tried in other states, thankfully to no avail yet, as courts have struck it down every time it's come up. The plaintiffs in this latest Colorado suit say their property value dropped more than $1 million because of the nearby marijuana greenhouse. Parker Walton, owner of Canacraft, the company being sued here, said his greenhouses are designed to not emit odor and that he thought it was important to fight back against the case due to principle. We'll report back on this one as it resolves in a Denver court. Marijuana Moments Kyle Yeager pulled together a great collection of marijuana-related political ads being run right now ahead of next week's midterm elections. This is one you just got to click over for. It's really instructive to see how cannabis is being handled in different parts of the country, depending on their local issues and political leanings. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com and on our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily. The MTL Blog is a really important story up, going into detail on how the U.S. government is able to track the marijuana purchases of Canadians. The U.S. Patriot Act gives American authorities the right to review financial records from credit card companies like Visa and MasterCard, including for citizens of other countries. That means if a Canadian citizen uses a credit card to purchase legal cannabis, either in person at a licensed shop or online, that transaction conceivably could end up in the hands of U.S. authorities, including customs and border agents. That would make it possible for Canadians who lie about consuming cannabis to be caught by U.S. border agents, which would earn that Canadian a lifetime ban from entering America. Read this story. A district court judge in New Mexico has ordered the New Mexico Department of Health to officially designate 2 medical marijuana dispensaries owned by Top Organics Ultra Health Inc. and to process further applications from the company in a, quote, timely and legally compliant manner, unquote. Chief Judge Lewis P. McDonald ruled in the case that the state did not have the authority that it thought it did when it objected to the citing of one of the company's dispensaries following the original granting of their license. This is a bit of a complicated one and probably worth a dive in. And finally for today, Willamette Week looks at the environmental impact that unchecked legal outdoor cannabis cultivation has had on Oregon's landscape. As someone who considers himself both an environmentalist and a staunch marijuana legalization activist, I think it's vital that we find a way to grow cannabis without poisoning the earth. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. What's the best way to carve wood? whittle by whittle. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.